The Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale is one of those cars that transcends the idea of just being a machine and becomes something closer to art. Pure, passionate, Italian art. And when you dig into its story, you realize why this car is often spoken of with such reverence. Let's start with the basics. The Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale was first unveiled on August 31st, 1967, at the Monza Racing Circuit. Right away, it captured the essence of what makes Alfa Romeo so beloved. It was a blend of performance, beauty, and innovation, wrapped up in an elegant, seductive package. And remember, this was the 1960s, a time when automotive design was at its most daring and free-spirited. Now the word Stradale means road-going in Italian, and that's key here. The 33 Stradale was a road car derived from Alfa Romeo's Tipo 33 race car. Think about that for a second. A machine built for the racetrack, refined just enough to be legal for the streets. But don't let the term refined fool you. This wasn't some watered-down version of the race car. The 33 Stradale was still wild at heart. Underneath its curvaceous body was a 2.0-liter V8 engine, a masterpiece of engineering for its time. This little jewel of an engine produced around 230 horsepower, which might not sound like much by today's standards, but in a car that weighed only about 700 kilograms, or roughly 500 pounds, it was more than enough. The engine revved all the way to 10,000 RPM, a stratospheric figure for its era. Imagine hearing that soundtrack every time you push the throttle. Pure symphony. And then there's the design. Oh, that design. The 33 Stradale is often called one of the most beautiful cars ever made, and it's hard to argue with that. The man behind the pen was Franco Scaglione, a genius in the world of automotive design. He created something that looks like it was shaped by the wind itself. The flowing lines, the delicate proportions, the way every curve seems to have a purpose. It's nothing short of breathtaking. Even the details are extraordinary. The butterfly doors, for example, weren't just there for show. They added to the drama of the car while making entry and exit a bit easier, which was no small feat given its low race car-like stance. And the massive glass canopy gave the driver an almost uninterrupted view of the world around them. You didn't just drive the 33 Stradale, you became one with it. Inside, the cabin was minimalist but functional. There were no unnecessary frills, just the essentials for driving pleasure. It was a reminder that this car wasn't about luxury, it was about performance and connection. You sat low, practically lying down, with the engine growling just behind you. It was an experience that engaged all your senses. Now, here's a little twist in the tale of the 33 Stradale. Despite its brilliance, Alfa Romeo built only 18 of them. Yes, just 18. Part of that exclusivity comes from the fact that each one was essentially handcrafted, making it as much a bespoke piece of art as it was a car. And those 18 cars weren't all identical. Over the years, subtle differences emerged, making each example truly unique. What's even more interesting is how influential the 33 Stradale was in shaping Alfa Romeo's legacy. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. It showed the world what Alfa Romeo could achieve when it blended racing heritage with road-going practicality. It set a benchmark for what a supercar could be, long before the term supercar was even widely used. Of course, part of the 33 Stradale's allure is that it came from a time when cars weren't just designed by committees or optimized for wind tunnels. They were crafted with passion, intuition, and a touch of madness. The people behind the 33 Stradale weren't just engineers and designers. They were dreamers. They didn't just want to build a car. They wanted to create an experience, something that would make your heart race and your palms sweat every time you looked at it. Today, the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale is a unicorn in the automotive world. It's one of the rarest and most sought-after cars ever made. When one does come up for sale, which is almost never, it commands astronomical prices. But that's hardly surprising. You're not just buying a car, you're buying a piece of history, a slice of automotive perfection. And let's not forget the legacy it left behind. The 33 Stradale paved the way for a whole lineage of Alfa Romeo sports cars. Its DNA can be traced in the design language and performance ethos of Alfa Romeo models that followed. Even in modern times, when Alfa Romeo unveiled the 4C or the limited edition Giulia GTM, you could feel echoes of the 33 Stradale in their soul. But perhaps the most incredible thing about the 33 Stradale is its ability to inspire. Decades after its debut, it continues to captivate car enthusiasts, designers, and even people who don't consider themselves car people. It's a reminder of what's possible when art and engineering come together in perfect harmony. So, why does the Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale matter? Why does it still hold such a revered place in the pantheon of great cars? Because it's a symbol of what Alfa Romeo stands for: passion, beauty, innovation, and a relentless pursuit of driving pleasure. It's not just a car, it's a love letter to the road, a celebration of speed and style. In the end, the 33 Stradale is more than just metal and glass. It's a feeling. It's the thrill of a roaring V8 echoing through the hills. It's the sight of those perfect curves catching the sunlight. It's the knowledge that, even if only a lucky few ever get to drive it, the world is a better place just because it exists. The Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale isn't just a classic, it's a masterpiece.